How are everybody? It's Kansas again. We've been talking about the four horsemen lately, and I gave you information about each horseman. I'm going to give you a short review. We're going to do a comparative study in this video. I'm going to call this Chariots, Horsemen, Beasts. Or Chairman, Beasts, Horsemen, whatever. But of course I'm going to start with Zachariah 6. You know, Zachariah 6, it basically has the same colors. It's the same colors that you see in Revelation 6. And the four beasts kind of follow the same trend, and I'll give you more information about that stuff. So basically, in the Zachariah verse 6, the first thing we see, gotta remember, like Zachariah's getting these visions, and the first thing he sees is these mountains, and this chariot comes on through it, and it's a red chariot. Interesting, but red is like a communist chariot, like red. Then the next one he sees is a black. That's interesting. But yet the first one you see in Revelation 6, the first horseman you see is a white horseman. Then you see a red horseman. So kind of interesting. The first chariot is red, and the second horseman is red, but then the second one is black. That's kind of interesting, kind of a little out of order. I'm gonna hurt. Let me see. You see this? See the second chariot in the third beast, but basically pestilence and famine. It's kind of interesting. And then we go to Zachariah 5, Zachariah 6, and we start realizing, and the next chariot after the black one is a white chariot. Isn't interesting? Isn't that interesting? The white chariot comes around with the white horseman, but it comes in a different order. Or is it different? This is kind of what kind of reels. And then Zachariah, this angel, actually tells them what they are. The freaking spirits of that time. So we got a black spirit, a red spirit so far, and a white spirit. But then we go into the first book. Go Daniel 7. First thing you actually see, the first beast you actually see is actually it's actually a winged lion that has a man's heart. A man's heart's given to. That basically is simple. That basically is to get at more point directly. That red lion represents England and America. See, England and America used to be one. But then you learn and go on, and it's plucked up by eagle's wings. And that's kind of Babylon. Because Nebuchadnezzar was king at that time. Daniel's had these dreams and visions in his head. To get it more pointed out, these dreams and visions he had in his head. But let's kind of go back to Zachariah. Like we got First, he's come out of two mountains, two freaking mountains. But these chariots come out of the mountains because they kind of use that mountain chariots for tanks. Chariots are basically your car. You got these coming out of the mountains, and basically in this part we also talks about the wind a little in this one too. Like these are the winds all across the earth. It's like we got the four winds, and we got the spirit, of course, comes from wind. But these beasts come up out of the earth, and basically, as I said before, the ocean represents Earth. They come up out of the earth, various continents. Then you get into and then in the Zachariah, the fourth chariot was a Dab Gradel, or CD. But I think Gradel is a lot like the pale horse. That's interesting. Both the dappled chariot and the fourth horseman resembles fourth horseman. Those are two ones alike. The dappled chariot and the four horsemen, but it's pale. So basically talking about pale, and the pale one has power to kill and destroy through a sword, using a seal, so it's more. It's kind of interesting stuff. Like in Rice, the four winds of the seas. The sea represents the earth. It's interesting stuff. But what makes it very different from the things, very different from the horsemen. They have basically nothing really in common. See, they came out of the seals. Like the fourth horseman is what you call the Antichrist. But so is the white chariot. That basically represents that part too. And then the white chariot goes after the black, and the red one goes after them. It's kind of interesting. The one goes to the south, and that rest Secretary is a lot of stuff. And then we go to the second beast, the giant bear. That's basically Russia. So let's make the bear red. Because we got red China, red Russia, and Russia is communism. So we got the red chariot of communism, the red horseman communism, and both were given a sword to kill and destroy, take people from the earth. It's all a part of the judgment of God. I'll get more from that later. We're not trying to do a comparative study. Because right now I'm not doing a comparative study of each thing. It's kind of interesting how these all line up. It's really more stuff like we got chariots, beasts, we got the four horsemen, but they all mean the same thing. See, we got red chariot, red horseman. Interesting. Then we got a dappled chariot in a black, and a black chariot, and a black horse. That's interesting stuff. And obviously, like I said in my video before, the Black Horse obviously controlled the famine, and I talked about that a little, like this, like they do is protect the wine and the oil. Just a lot of stuff. I know it's kind of going on longer than normal, but I had a lot to say, and this is just I put it all together. Rather you're reading about chariots. So let me just put it together. Rather you're reading about chariots, horsemen, or beasts. They pretty much mean the same damn thing. And I got more details about that stuff in my other videos. But I'm just trying to give you a comparative thing. Thank you for listening. God bless you. I hope this told you. Hope I laid it around just enough just to tell you what's going on and compare certain things. Hope you understand it. God bless you. Good night. Till the same time.